Oh. 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 Nature is a spellbinding and awe-inspiring wonder, as she is the incomprehensible principle of illusion, Maya. Like a magic show, Maya, though manifesting the world, cannot be said to be either real or unreal, being or non-being, nor a combination of the two. Equivalent to the non-apprehension of reality or ignorance, avidya, she seemingly transforms the infinite Brahman, causing it to illusorily manifest as the vitalizing, efficient cause under the finite or misapprehended modifications of names and forms. The phantasmagoric production of avidya, which is the existent material cause of all superimpositions, is not a blemish of nature, but the emblem of Maya. And both are beginningless, indeterminable, inscrutable, and hence cannot be subject either to proof or not proof. Cause and effect are all Maya, who, on the basis of her inexplicable nature, cannot be denied. And the relative or sensory world, framed by time, space, and causation, secondarily experienced or created by the individual selves as the instrumental cause, though not non-existent, is unreal, mithya, and other than the dual natura naturans creatrix, our mother nature herself. As the inexhaustible fountain of life, she reveals herself as the world of ever-changing food, Anna, which common to all beings is both matter and energy combined. Personified as the great goddess, Devi, she is the sacred mother, Shri Mata, queen of the universe, Shri Maharaji, of innumerable names like Saraswati, Lakshmi, Parvati, Durga, Kali, Padma, Chandi, Lalita, Tripura Sundari, Mariama, Elama, Bidari, Ambika, Gauri, Tara, Bhavani, to name a few. She is the primordial matter pulsating with the awesome divine energy, Shakti, that shines with the red brilliance of 1,000 rising suns, and from whom all creatures are born, only to be consumed by the dark and terrible power of her mysterious cosmic dance. She is the exemplary paradox of creation that fetters the soul, yet urges it onward towards release. For she binds the jivas by means of tamas and rajas, and yet offers them each sattva, with sattva the possibility of liberation that lights the lotus of the heart. By her logically inexplicable modus operandi or magic, Devi Maya can bend the laws of physics as she is the enigmatic, elusive power capable of making things happen in this relative world of ours without any cause. In other words, Shakti Maya Devi makes apparently possible what is inherently impossible. Agat, Anagat, Anapat, Iyasi. So says the ancient lore. She is difficult to cross, and no deluded mortal shall ever part her veil. Hari Om.
Thank you, George. Thank you for sharing that with us, George. Today is the last day of our puja, and today is Vijayadashami. Vijayadashami means, Dashami means the 10th day, Vijaya means victory. So, victory on the 10th day. What is the victory of the 10th day? There are three very beautiful instances in our scriptures that signify this victory. The first one we all know is when Bhagavan Rama he defeated Ravana. That big Ravana with 10 heads, Bhagavan Rama defeated. The second one we know is Durga Mata. She defeated this Mahishasura, and that's why she's called Mahishasura Mardini. And there's even that stotram, Jaya Jaya Mahishasura Mardini. The third one is when the Pandavas were in Agnyata Vasa. They were in hiding. They were in incognito. And on that year, the 13th year, they recovered their weapons. The day that they recovered their weapons is also this day. So it's Dashera. It is also Vijayadashami. What does that mean for us? It means that this whole festival of Navaratri was an unfolding of a new individual. If we see all of these instances, when Bhagavan Rama defeated Ravana, when Bhagavati Devi Durga defeated Mahishasura Mardini, and when the Pandavas recovered their weapons, all of this was slaying the ego. In the case of Ravana and Mahishasura, slaying that negative ego and therefore the victor of that self, which is represented by Bhagavan and Bhagavati. In the case of Pandavas, it's a very, very beautiful thing, but the last part of their sadhana is when they were in incognito and they had to completely get rid of their ego. Yudhishthira had to play the role of a minister. Arjuna had to play the role of Brihannala, a dancer and a singer. And Sahadeva, Nakula had to play the role of taking care of animals. And Bhima had to be a cook. And so they all had to let their ego down. And finally, on the 13th year, they come and they take back their weapons and they are renewed. So in this whole festival of Navaratri, the first 3 days, we really focused on getting that negativity away from us. Whatever it is that we wanted to drop, hopefully we attempted to drop it. And we also focused on seeing or seeking Bhagavati Devi's grace in so many ways, as I had told you, as she comes to bless us as that very Devi who's the nourisher of us. Or she comes to bless us like Meenakshi, just by the vision, by looking at us, we are blessed. Or she comes to bless us by the thought, just by the thought, as a tortoise, just by its thought as it grows up. It leaves its eggs, but it keeps thinking about its eggs, and in that, it grows. So we saw in those first 3 days how we needed to get rid of all the negativities that we had. And we also needed to seek the grace of the Divine Mother. The next 3 days, we focused on acquiring all these positive virtues, the glory of Sri Lakshmi, what she symbolizes in her every mode and being. And we talked about how she's the symbol of inner wealth. And as we work on ourselves, as we eradicate these negativities, that beauty of the person comes through. And when we are definitely ready, then we are ready for Mother Saraswati, the last 3 days, where we saw how she is the embodiment of knowledge and how she's the goddess of speech. She's the one who can make Indra Nidra. She is that goddess of firm knowledge. And if in life, as seekers, if we follow this pattern of Durga Devi, Lakshmi Devi, Saraswati Devi, and finally acquiring knowledge, what happens is that ego will get slayed. We will get Vijaya. It will be Vijayadashami. But if we do not pass through this purification process of divinizing our minds through various practices that we do, like puja, like japa, like dhyanam, if we do not pass through any purification process, what happens is we can be intellectually very knowledgeable about Vedanta, but we will barely live Vedanta. So, as the Devis were forming themselves, and mind you, although we say it's three Devis, although we say it's Durga, Lakshmi, and Saraswati, it's actually one. And while they were unfolding themselves in various forms and taking on new roles and adding more beauty to their personality, hopefully in the process of all of these pujas that we've done, we have also unfolded our personality. We have also taken time to introspect, to reflect deeply, and to dig deeper about those into those things which we really need to change. So today, when we do our puja, it will be about a new beginning. It will be about Vijaya. It will be about victory. So I hope that you all have gotten that message or that email to think about what is it that we want to start new. It can be a small thing, it can be a bigger thing, but the most important thing is that it has to start today. So please keep this thought in mind while we are doing this puja. And in the middle of the puja, we will have our meditative session. And in that session, I will request you to think about that one thing. When we do it together, there is more power. And when we do it in the presence of Bhagavati, there is grace. So we sincerely invoke the grace and blessings of Goddess Saraswati today as we do our Vijayadashami Puja. And as I have mentioned yesterday, if you have any new books that you would like to read, you can also put in your altar. You can do that. And at this moment, I also want to express my gratitude before we start the puja to Jatin ji, Lakshmi ji, to Sri George for gracing their presence to this puja. They've made everything so much more beautiful. And definitely to all of those who are behind the scenes in making this puja possible. Two that I would really like to mention. One is we have our Anagha. She does a lot for Chinmay Mission New York, and she's the one who sends out all of the Chinmay Mission New York emails to everybody so that you all become aware of what we are actually doing. Two is to all of our singers who have, made the occasion so much more lively with their voice, not only their voice, but their devotion to Bhagavati Devi. And three is to our Manjari, who sets up this whole system of registration to make all of these things possible. These are our Devis and our Devatas. So we also honor, respect, adore them. So without further ado, we will start our puja now. So make sure you have all your materials ready. This being the last day, I just want to thank all of you also. I know my camera just did that little thing, but I want to really thank all of you also. This was just a thought that came. It was just a thought that, hey, let's have Navaratri Puja. And it could have only been a few of us here, but so many of you have set up your altars in your homes. So many of you have been doing puja as a family. So many of you have been so consistent. And that is the best thing that we can give our Guru Parampara, is our consistency and sincerity in sadhana. So thank you to all of you too. We will now begin by invoking the blessings of Sri Ganesha. Shuklambaradaram Vishnum Shashivarnam Chaturbhujam Prasannavanam Dhyayet Sarva Vignopashantaye. We pray that all obstacles are removed, especially those from our mind. Any distractions be removed before we do this puja. Now I know you're all familiar with the steps. We've been doing it every day. So let us get on with our achamanam, purify ourselves. So pour water in your hand. Om Keshavaya Swaha. Om Narayanaya Swaha. Om Madhavaya Swaha. The last one, we pour and then we drop it on the plate. Om Govindaya Namaha. And we touch our right ear. Now we will do pranayama. So as you know, so cover your left nostril and inhale through your right nostril. And say Om for 33 times or 10 times. Exhale through the left nostril. Okay, now we will take the Puja Sankalpa. So take flowers and rice. You can take it on your right hand and you put it on top of your left like this. And you put it on your right knee. Okay, so go ahead and take the Sankalpa. I will unmute Ankita so you can follow me. Okay, Ankita, you're there. Okay, great. Okay. Om Mamo Pata
Om Mamo Papta
Samasta
Samasta
Duritakshaya Dvara
Dakshayatwara
Shri Parameshwari Prityartham
Shri Parameshwari Prityartham
Asmin
Asmin
Shubhadine
Shubhadine
Shubhamuhurte
Shubhamahurte
Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham
Jnana Vairagya Siddhyartham
Vidya Vinaya Praptyartham
Vidya Vinaya Praptyartham
Shri Satguru Prasada Siddhyartham
Shri Satguru Prasada Siddhyartham
Cha
Cha
Dhyana Avahanadi
Dhyana Avahanadi
Shodashopacharehi
Shodashopacharaihi
Shri Bhagavati Devi
Shri Bhagavati Devi
Pujam Karishye.
Pujam Karishye.
Now take that rice and flour and offer it to Bhagavati Devi. Okay, great. Now we go to the next one. Next one will be Ganesha and Guru Smaranam. So you take a flower and you put it in between your palm. And we will chant these mantras. So I know you all know them. We will chant together. Vakratunda Mahakaya Surya Koti Samaprabha Nirvignam Kuru Me Deva Sarvakaryeshu Sarvada Gurur Brahma Gurur Vishnu Gurur Devo Maheshwaraha Gurureva Param Brahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. You can offer these flowers to Devi. All right. Now we are going to start the Mukhya Puja. So as always, after every offering, Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. So first we will do the Dhyanam. Atha Devi Dhyanam Sarvamangala Mangalye Shive Sarvartha Sadhike Sharanye Trambake Gauri Narayani Namostute. Atha Avahanam. Now we will actually invite the Devi from our heart to come over here. So left hand on the heart, right hand touching the Devi, either the picture or the idol, whichever one you have. Okay? Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Devim Avahayami. So now Bhagavati Devi is live here and we are going to worship her, and we will start by offering a seed. So take some akshata, and remember, whenever we offer akshata or flowers, we use these 3 fingers. We always put it to our heart. So let's offer her a seat. Atha asanam. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Asanam samarpayami. Next, we will now wash her feet. So get your water ready. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Padyam samarpayami. So hold the spoon to her feet. If you have a photo, hold it to her feet and wash her feet. Atha arghyam. Now we wash her hands. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Arghyam Samarpayami. Wash her hands. Next is Achamaniyam. Atha Achamanam. We offer her some water to drink. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha Achamanam samarpayami. Hold it to her lips and give her water to drink. Now, snanam. She's going to have a bath. So now you know what to do. Take flour and dip it in your water, so that we can give her a bath. Atha snanam. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Snanam samarpayami. Nice showers she has. And if in your picture, you can do to your picture too. Now we're going to dry her very, very nicely. So if you have a picture, make sure she's dry. If you have an idol, then what you do is you take her and you dry her. So while I am drying my Saraswati Devi, I will chant Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Okay? So take time and dry your Saraswati idol or picture. Om Shri Saraswati Namaha. Om Shri Saraswatyai 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 Namaha. Now we will offer her some clothes. So whatever cloth you have, or if you have a cotton or akshata, that's also fine. So Atha Vastram. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Vastram Samarpayami. Now we will offer her some chandan and kumkum. So make sure you put a little water in your chandan and kumkum. Make sure it's mixed well, and we can offer goddess. Athagandhalepanam. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Gandhan dharayami. And if you have people in your house also, you please put chandan and kumkum on yourself and on the people in your house also. Okay. Gandhasya upari kumkumam samarpayami. You wash your hand well. So I'll just give you a moment to make sure all of you have your chandan and kumkum. Yeah? Okay. Great. All right. Next, we will have our akshata. So everybody get some akshata with your 3 fingers. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Akshatan samarpayami. Okay. Now we are going to offer a flower. So take a piece of flower. You can offer that to Devi. Atha pushpam. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Pushpam samarpayami. And now we will do our archana. So for our archana, if you have white flowers, you can offer Devi. I will chant, and then please repeat after me in your own homes. Even if you don't have a puja altar, you repeat after me. Okay? So, Ankita, please unmute and you can repeat after me. All right. So, as always, take the flowers to your heart and then you offer. So, I will do first, then Ankita will repeat. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha.
ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः
Om Mahabhadraye Namaha.
ॐ महाभद्रायै नमः
Om Mahamayaye Namaha.
ॐ महामायायै नमः
Om Varapradaye Namaha.
ॐ वरप्रदायै नमः
Om Shri Pradaye Namaha.
ॐ श्रीप्रदायै नमः
Om Padmanilayaye Namaha.
ॐ पद्मनिलयायै नमः
Om Padmakshye Namaha.
ॐ पद्माक्ष्यै नमः
Om Padmavakrakaye Namaha.
ॐ पद्मवक्रतायै नमः
Om Shivanujaye Namaha.
ॐ शिवानुजायै नमः
Om Pustakabhrite Namaha.
ॐ पुस्तकवृते नमः
Om Jnanamudraye Namaha.
ॐ ज्ञानमुद्रायै नमः
Om Ramaye Namaha.
ॐ रमायै नमः
Om Paraye Namaha.
ॐ परायै नमः
Om Kamarupaye Namaha.
ॐ कामरूपायै नमः
Om Mahavidyaye Namaha.
ॐ महाविद्यायै नमः
Om Mahapatakanashinye Namaha.
ॐ महापातकनाशिन्यै नमः
Om Mahashrayaye Namaha.
ॐ महाश्रयायै नमः
Om Malinye Namaha.
ॐ मालिन्यै नमः
Om Mahabhogaye Namaha.
ॐ महाभोगायै नमः
Om Mahabhujaye Namaha.
ॐ महाभुजायै नमः
Om Mahabhagaye Namaha.
ॐ महाभागायै नमः
Om Mahotsahaye Namaha.
ॐ महोत्साहायै नमः
Om Divyangaye Namaha.
ॐ दिव्याङ्गायै नमः
Om Suravanditaye Namaha.
ॐ सुरवन्दितायै नमः
Om Mahakalye Namaha.
ॐ महाकाल्यै नमः
Om Mahapashaye Namaha.
ॐ महापाशायै नमः
Om Mahakaraye Namaha.
ॐ महाकारायै नमः
Om Shri Saraswatye Namaha.
ॐ श्री सरस्वत्यै नमः
Now that we have praised Goddess, now we will have the dhupam and deepam. So please go ahead and light your agarbatti. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Dhupam agrapayami. Then you can go ahead and light your deepa. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Deepam Sandarshayami. So below her eyes so that you can see her. So now we've just praised her. So we're giving her a whole nice ambiance to see something that's fragrant, something that's bright, because we're about to feed her soon. And now comes our Naivedyam. So our Naivedyam, so you can take out your Naivedyam, whatever it is. And as Jatinji has beautifully explained how to offer Naivedyam, we will go ahead and offer Naivedyam. And this very Naivedyam then becomes our Prasad. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Naivedyam Nivedayami. Om Pranaya Swaha. Om Apanaya Swaha. Om Vyanaya Swaha. Om Udanaya Swaha. Om Samanaya Swaha. Om Brahmane Swaha. Brahmane Swaha. Brahmane Swaha. So now Bhagavati Devi has just eaten, and now we are going to offer her Arati. So you can either use the same Deepa or light a separate one for the Arati, and we will do a short Arati for Devi Saraswati. And what this Arati is saying, you are the light of all lights. How silly, we're offering one light to you, but actually you are the light that illumines everything, because you are actually pure consciousness. Om na tatra suryo bhati na chandra tarakam nema vidyuto bhanti kuto yamagnihi tameva bhantam anubhati sarvam tasya bhasa sarvamidam vibhati. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Mangala Nirajanam Samarpayami. If you have people in your home also, ask them to take Arati and offer it to everybody. And those of you can also take from here. And this is just saying, Bhagavan, Bhagavati, bless me with a divine vision to see you in me, so that I can become like you. Now, what we will have is our 16 steps are over with this. We will have the concluding part. So we will take one flower. Atha Pushpanjalihi. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Pushpam Samarpayami. Now, whatever wrong things we have done these past 9, 10 days especially, let us seek forgiveness for that. If we have done anything wrong, let us seek forgiveness, because after this pradakshina, we will emerge as new beings. We will emerge as new beings after we do the prarthana. So whatever it is in your heart, we feel we've done something wrong, let us ask for forgiveness. We will chant Yani Kani Cha Papani. If you can stand up, you stand. Otherwise, you will do this clockwise with your hands 3 times. Okay? यानि कानि च पापानि जन्मान्तरे कृतानि च तानि तानि विनश्यन्ति प्रदक्षिणपदे पदे. Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. Pradakshina Namaskaran Samarpayami. And if you are with your mother or older grandmother or aunt, you must also do pradakshina to them because they are also Bhagavati Devi. Okay? So I'll give you a moment to go ahead and do that. Now is the time. Yes, so all the children, if you're with your mom, now is the time to please do namaskaram to her because she is Sakshat Saraswati Devi. So please make sure you do that to your moms. Huh? They are Sakshat Saraswati Devi, the ones who teach us, the ones who give us everything. Right. Okay. Now we will have our Rajopachara, where we entertain Devi. Because of course we have to praise her and entertain her before we ask for blessings, just like we do to every Devi. So we will first start now with something special, our Saraswati Stotra. So I will unmute Sejal. You know, please unmute yourself. Sahana. Okay. And then we have Lakshmi ji, Lakshmi Alagapan. So make sure you're unmuted. And Mahabalaji. And these are the people in the chanting class. And they have learned this Saraswati Stotram. So today they will chant this for you as an offering to Goddess Saraswati before we do the actual Rajopachara. So you should all see them now on your screen. Oh, okay. Okay. All right. Lakshmi ji, I will add you. All right. Now, all of you are, please make sure you're unmuted. Okay, Lakshmi ji, I'll try unmuting you one more time. And go ahead. All right. Very good. So we will start by this dedication of Saraswati Stotram. And then after that, we will have our bhajans. So, Sejal, please start.
या कुण्डेन्दुतुषारहारधवला या शुभ्रवस्त्रान्विता या वीणावरदण्डमण्डितकरा या श्वेतपद्मासना या ब्रह्माच्युतशङ्करप्रभृतिभिः दैवे सदा पूजिता सा मां पातु सरस्वती भगवती निःशेषजाड्यापः
दुर्भिर्युक्ता चतुर्भिः स्फटिकमणिमयीम् अक्षमालां दधाना हस्तेनैकेन पद्मं सितमपि च शुकं पुस्तकं चापरेण भासाकुन्देन्दुशङ्खस्फटिकमणिनिभा भासमाना समाना सा मे वाग्देवतेयं निवसतु वदने सर्वदा सुप्रसन्ना
सुरासुरसेवितपादपङ्कज करे विराज कमनीयपुस्तका विरिञ्चि पत्ने कमलासनस्थिता सरस्वती नृत्यतु वाचि मे सदा
सरस्वती सरसिजकेसरप्रभा तपस्विनी सितकमलासनप्रिया घनस्तनी कमल
सरस्वती नमस्तुभ्यं वरदे कामरूपिणी विद्यारम्भं करिष्यामि सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा सिद्धिर्भवतु मे सदा हरि ओम.
Thank you. And now we will have our Madhuri who will take on the next for the Rajopachara.
Hari Om. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, तू स्वर की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे. तू स्वर की देवी, ये संगीत तुझसे, हर शब्द तेरा है, हर गीत तुझसे. हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे, हम हैं अकेले, हम हैं अधूरे. तेरी शरण हम, हमें प्यार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, मुनियों ने समझी, गुणियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी. मुनियों ने समझी, गुणियों ने जानी, वेदों की भाषा, पुराणों की वाणी. हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने, हम भी तो समझे, हम भी तो जाने. विद्या का हमको अधिकार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पर विराजे, हाथों में वीणा, मुकुट सर पे साजे. तू श्वेत वर्णी कमल पर विराजे, हाथों में वीणा, मुकुट सर पे साजे. मन से हमारे मिटा के अंधेरे, मन से हमारे मिटा के अंधेरे. हमको उजालों का संसार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, अज्ञानता से हमें तार दे माँ. हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ, हे शारदे माँ. हरि ओम.
बोलिए श्री सरस्वती माता की जय. Now we will have Ankita.
श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी, श्रीललिताम्बिके भुवनेश्वरी. श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिताम्बिके आगमवेदकलामयरूपिणी आगमवेदकलामयरूपिणी अखिल चराचर जननि नारायणी नागकङ्कण नटराज मनोहरी ज्ञानविघ्नेश्वरी राजराजेश्वरी श्रीचक्रराजसिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिता अम्बिके பலவிதமா உன்னை பாடவும் ஆடவும் பாடிக்கொண்டாரோ அன்பர் பதமலர் சூடவும் உலகமுழுதும் என்ன அகமுற காணவும் ஒரு நிலை தருவாய் காஞ்சி காமேஸ்வரி ஒரு நிலை தருவாய் காஞ்சி காமேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜ சிம்ஹாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதா அம்பிகே உரன்று திரன்று என்னை உத்தமனாக்கி வைத்தாய் உரன்று திரன்று என்னை உத்தமனாக்கி வைத்தாய் உரைய பெரியோருடன் ஒன்றின தூக்கி வைத்தாய் நியலன தொடன்ற முன்னால் கொடுமை நீங்க செய்தார் நித்ய கல்யாணி பவானி பத்மேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜ சிம்ஹாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதா அம்பிகே துன்பப்புடற்கிலிட்டு தூயவனாக்கி வைத்தார் துன்பப்புடற்கிலிட்டு தூயவனாக்கி வைத்தார் தொடர்ந்து முன்மாயம் நீக்கி பிறன்று பயனை தந்தாய் அன்பை புகத்தி உண்டன் ஆடலை காண செய்தாய் அடைக்கலம் நீயே அம்மா கிலாண்டேஸ்வரி அடைக்கலம் நீயே அம்மா கிலாண்டேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீசக்கரராஜ சிம்ஹாசனேஸ்வரி ஸ்ரீலலிதா அம்பிகே புவனேஸ்வரி ஆகம வேத கலாமய ரூபிணி அகில சராச்சர ஜனனி நாராயணி நாக கங்கன நட்டராஜ மனோஹரி ஞான விக்னேஸ்வரி ராஜராஜேஸ்வரி श्रीचक्रराज सिंहासनेश्वरी श्रीललिता अम्बिके
Shri Lalita Maya ki jai. Now we will look at Saraswati Devi's photo and we will stare at it for some time. Just look at her from head to toe. Just look at her beautiful form, her beautiful face, her eyes and her earrings, and how she's wearing a white sari with a veena, and her hands are holding the mala in the Vedas. So just glance at her photo for a moment. And pick one part of the photo that draws you most, that you just feel so connected to. Could be her eyes, could be her face, it could be her lotus. We will now close our eyes for a few moments. And when we close our eyes, bring the form of Saraswati Mata in you, and we will chant Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha 11 times. And after that, whatever new thing that we want to have, that whole shedding of our old personality and bringing a new person back to life, whatever new practice we want to cultivate, whatever new habit we want to have, pray for that strength and grace to have that. Okay, so we will chant. As we chant, focus on the words, focus on her form, but don't let the mind go anywhere else. Okay? Om Shri Saraswatyai Namaha. 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 We'll spend a moment of silence and think about that new habit, new value, new routine that you would like to cultivate, and seek grace and blessings. You can mentally bow down to Saraswati Devi. May her grace and blessings be with all of us as we start new. Slowly open your eyes. It'll just be a few minutes more. We will do the closing of the puja, the prarthana. We tell Saraswati Devi that we might not always do puja every day like we've done for the past 10 days now, but that our mind, our words, and our actions should be the puja to Bhagavati Devi every day. Kayena vacha manasendriyarva buddhyatmana va prakrite swabhavat karomi adyat sakalam परस्मै नारायणायेति समर्पयामि नारायणायेति समर्पयामि. Take some water in your hand and pour it down the bowl, signifying the end of the puja. Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. Now we tell Bhagavati Devi, so touch the photo or the idol with our right hand and left hand in our heart. We tell her, now you please come back to our hearts, and you stay there all the time. Om Tishta Tishta Parasthane Swasthane Shri Parameshwari Yatra Brahmadayo Devaha Sarve Tishtanti Me Hridi. Ata Shanti Mantraha. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah Sarve Santu Niramayah Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu Ma Kaschit Dukha Bhag Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om. May Bhagavan, Bhagavati, Puja Gurudev bless us with freshness, newness, and a new beginning. And as always, we thank all of you for being with us. We will send you a very special e-prasad. So please check your mail for the e-prasad. And as I mentioned yesterday, we hope to see you in our Deepanjali on November 13 and our Swaranjali on November 1st. And all the details will be in your email. I will just check in with Jatinji and Lakshmiji if they would like to say a few words. Jatinji, Lakshmiji, would you like to say a few words?
It has been a wonderful time, and seeing so many people online. We didn't think we will see so many people face to face, but seeing so many people online is a pleasure. It's a heartfelt pleasure for us. Please be with us and give me all the way. God bless you all the time. Hari Om.
I will check also with George, Sri George, if you'd like to say a few words. So I will just unmute you. George, you're still on mute. Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Hari Om. Vedanta is intellectually grasped, but cannot be experienced unless there is a predominance of sattva. And this is precisely what the worship to the mother does all for us. It converts intellectual knowledge into direct experience. Hari Om.
Thank you, George. And Hari Om to everyone. And we hope to see you again soon online. Thank you. Hari Om.
Hari Om.